Hey guys, I'm Morthadon, and we are back for Parasyte the Maxim, episode 19. So, last episode, we had a very powerful one. Actually, first of all, sorry. I am coming down with something, I think, or it's just from moving a bunch of furniture, but there's someone else in my house that has the vid, so I'm a little worried I'm getting that. But I woke up this morning with a little tingle in my lungs, and it's causing me to, feel like I need to clear my throat constantly and cough a few times here and there. So if you hear that throughout the video, I apologize. I'll try to keep it to as much of a minimum as I can. I just want to let you guys know why, like, this guy's annoying. Why is he doing this? But tonight's my last night of recording. I'm trying to get this done, and then I have a few days off, so um, hopefully I'll be able to recover and everything before recording starts up next week. But yeah, with that out of the way, last episode was a crazy one. We had Ryoko died on us. It was really sad. I really loved her as an antagonist, but she kind of came around. She protected her baby from all the gunshots. She kind of was able to awaken the emotions again. And Shinichi, he was able to cry. Now, afterwards, he was questioned by the cops, and he was still very much able to like suppress his emotions. It seemed like so maybe it was like a temporary thing or what that he cried, but I'm curious to see what if Shinichi's any different than he has been because of that, or if it was just that that was an emotional enough of a moment to snap him out of it, right? But we'll see. But yeah, that was very complex talking about like the emotions of parasites and like protecting them or like going easy on them kind of thing, which is crazy to think about when they're going around eating people still. Like it's definitely like a very impossible thing, but I love it as like a complexity for the story, right? But we ended the episode with Shinichi being questioned by the cops because the cops saw, Shinichi once again being at the center of a parasite incident. And they brought in someone who supposedly can uh, um, detect parasites to look at him. Tested origami, looked at a bunch of other people, didn't give a crap about him, but then got very serious when he looked at Shinichi, and that's where the episode ended. So, yeah, I'm really curious to see where we go and how this all turns out. So let's get started, shall we? I'm gonna start here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Tell him to look me in the eyes. Hmm. Okay, so Migi's asleep right now, which means for one, Migi won't detect if that person is a parasite, and then also Shinichi's like essence, like the signal that's put out should be weaker, right? Because Migi's asleep. But he is human. I did question a lot last episode, like, because I thought there was a moment where he said like "your kind" or something, which made me think he was a parasite. But then, like, I thought about some of the other stuff that was said, and I was like, wait, no, that doesn't make sense because there were other things where Origami was saying like keep me away from those things, right? Like he was terrified of the parasites. And he wasn't talking as if he was one. So I kind of thought about things after after I finished recording, and I was like, I kind of messed that one up by even considering that he was a parasite, right? In cold blood. Ominous. Hmm. You gonna learn more about him? Jesus. It's fucked up. Oh my god, that's brutal. Man. Ugh. Hmm. So he's kind of like Kana, where he just like inexplicably can tell the difference. Yeah. Oh shit. He got arrested for what they did. Hmm. Interesting. A kindred spirit. Hmm. Interesting. Okay. So he's with his dad at least. It's still an infant though, so like as long as it's a normal baby, it should yeah. Trying to find some kind of connection. Hmm. Yeah. So he could tell. Oh, such a compelling character, man. This is badass with a scar. Okay. I'm getting Parasyte vibes from this guy. I don't know, maybe not though. Damn. All right. Hmm. Yep. All right. Learning what both sides knows. Oh. All right. He should probably hold back, right? No, don't do it. No, don't show off. Hmm. I think he showed off. Too focused on things. Damn, so that wasn't even all out. Oh, they're gonna see the mark. Yep. Alright. Some people saw. Oh. Oh shit. What is this? Why? He's still suspicious of him? Hmm. Huh. Damn. So he came in. Hmm. Hmm. Alright. Thinks it's a joke. Hmm. Interesting. Let's just go for the heart. That's basically what he's saying. So he knows enough to go for the heart. Jeez. Is this the... Hmm. Alright. We're about to have a damn showdown. There's gonna be a lot of blood. So they have sensors. They're gonna make everyone evacuate and sense them as they're coming out or something. Okay, so not mentioning parasites. Alright, geez. Just a full-on assault. Bunch of 3D models. Oh. Interesting. Can Shinichi tell? Hmm. Is he gonna rat out the mayor? Oh, that is the mayor. Okay, sorry. I have a hard time recognizing some of like the more generic appearance people. Okay. Wow, so there's sensors that can judge that much, huh? Goddamn. I want to see an actual parasite and see if that scanning the sensor works. Hmm. Oh. Interesting. She had like no skull. Ah, shit. All right. I'd be scared that that sensor didn't work, but I'm sure they're gonna try to verify first, maybe. That poor lady. I guess they didn't really get to choose, right? I just wonder if they like purposefully manipulated it so like one of their like lesser members got out first before like Hirakawa, like the big head or whatever of this. Or at least like the one that's in the mayor position. It's very possible that Hirakawa isn't even the one leading this group, right? But yeah, sorry. I feel like I didn't really say too much during that reaction. I was just kind of invested in the story, and like nothing too crazy happened. I feel like it was all build up for what's about to transpire here when shit goes bad. Like if these sensors work and they kill this girl and she ends up being a parasite, or whatever they do to this girl and prove that she's a parasite, right? Then all the rest of the parasites that are inside that Migi just said there's quite a few are probably gonna like go into self-preservation mode. But all right, guys, that is it for episode 19. So Yeah, we've got the meeting wasn't as, I mean, it was intense, but he was his name Uragami didn't notice anything in Shinichi, so he said like there might have been something deep down, but it turned out to be nothing, right? So it alleviated suspicion, even to the point where the detective came and asked for help. Now, I do still think the detective is suspicious of Shinichi, but I at least think that he's, I mean, I don't think he would have taken him on this mission if he was too suspicious, right? So definitely interesting. Shinichi asking about the baby. I get it. I mean, I'd be curious too, because, I mean, realistically, Shinichi, I mean, I'm pretty sure Shinichi's aware that it is just a baby, right? And as far as we know, she didn't do anything to it, so it probably is just going to grow up to be a normal human child. And, I mean, it's a really complex topic because there are some people that claim that when they're in an infant stage, they can still be like some things they see and hear can still be like influenced, right? So I wonder if there will be any like deep seated stuff in the child when it grows up, or if it goes into foster care and gets like a good family from here on out. The way I see it is I don't think they're really going to remember the state that it's in right now, right? Or anything about Tamiya. I don't think anyway, um, but yeah, so it's definitely interesting, and he made the reference of like if you were a relative, I could give you the child, and then said like just kidding, which I don't know if that was just the detective fishing for information, like trying to fish for some kind of connection to put Shinichi there at the scene, kind of thing. I don't know, but we have a new big shot coming in with his sensors and everything, claiming that, doing things like his way. He even kind of laughed off Shinichi's flamethrower. He's like, oh, well, it could work. He's like, but a shot to the heart will. They only have one heart or whatever. So, certainly interesting. I'm also wondering if eventually they'll be able to, like, move their heart or protect it in some way. Like, maybe the guy, because, like, I don't know, just the way that guy dismissed Shinichi's idea so flippantly and then just said, like, oh, just go for the heart. It's like, that's smart. That's what Shinichi's been doing, right? That is the right call. But I feel like he's so confident about it that something's gonna go wrong when it comes down to actually trying it. So, but the kids in the school saw his scar. I don't know if that's gonna amount to anything or if it's just one of those things where it's like, oh, they, pressured him into, like, asking him why he was changing in the corner, and then they saw the scar and they're very apologetic, but it might not ever come back to anything. But it was just interesting to see, because, I mean, that's a gnarly scar, right? And, I mean, at least it probably, if they probably put two and two together and be like, oh, Shinichi's been out of school for a long time, and then they see that scar and they're probably like, oh, shit, something serious happened. But, props to the kids for letting it go and apologizing too. That was good. But yeah, now we have this raid going on the building where I might have missed the dialogue because there was like a lot of talking when it came to like this operation, and I don't really know how they came about the information that there are parasites in this building, right? Like, why did they narrow it down to this building and go in? I'm not 100% sure on that. I probably just missed it. And unfortunately, I don't even know where it would be to try to find it and go back. So I'm just going to assume that they got some kind of tip or some kind of information that led them to, you know, orchestrating this raid on this building. So, um, but because I don't think Shinichi, it seemed like Shinichi only really mentioned about the parasite with a bunch of parasites in the body, right? I don't think he ever mentioned Hirakawa. Um, Now, if he did mention Hirakawa, that would make perfect sense as to why they're here. Uh, but anyway. So this raid, they have this sensor that can sense, like, it seemed like they were able to scan and have, like, they were able to see the whole skeleton except for the head, and the head was, like, a little glitchy on their sensor and everything, so, like, we've got one. So I wonder if that's a thing, like, when they take over the body, does, like, their flesh stuff just replace the entire head, like, skull and all, I guess? I wonder if it's possible for them to simulate a skull, if they realize how this sensor works. Could they fake a skull in their body that's enough to be able to trick that sensor? I don't know, but it's certainly interesting. I'm really curious about how all this plays out, because if the sensor is working that flawlessly, what is the situation going to entail? And if shit goes down and people start dying, does Shinichi jump into action and reveal who he is in order to save lives? Or does he just have to sit back and watch people die? And I think that's going to be a big part of the dilemma for him, right? Is having to sit back and watch because Migi doesn't want to reveal itself in front of all these people. It's possible. So, I don't know. And then I wonder where, like, Uragami is going to come into play, because obviously they had him looking at the monitor, but he's like, oh, I can't unless I see them in person, right? So it's like, what does his role play here? Because it feels like his role isn't done yet. So I feel like we're going to be getting a bit more. But, I mean, maybe they'll have him, like, look out the door at that lady and see if he can sense it, kind of thing. But they have them separated, right? Like, it's separate vehicles where Shinichi and Uragami are versus the one that's doing the sensing. So maybe they could test. Maybe they're going to test Uragami to see if he's legit, because I think they're still skeptical of him, right? And his ability. So maybe they're going to line those 7 up for Uragami to look at with, his eyes, and not just through a monitor. And if Uragami points him out, then, they'll know that he's legit. So that'll be interesting. They'll kind of have like a double blind test sort of thing, right? Where they scan with the sensor, they're pretty confident it's her, and then they have Uragami look, and he calls out the same person out of 7, and they're like, okay, now we're really confident, I think that would be a smart play. But yeah, definitely interesting stuff. Definitely felt like a build-up episode for sure. I like seeing the relationship between Shinichi and Satomi kind of picking up again. It seems like after she saw that emotional breakdown from him, she thinks he's back, and now obviously there's still these situations. He still has that parasite in him. He's still able to somewhat suppress his emotions, but he does say the hole in his heart is filled. So, yeah, I'm just really curious. But he still doesn't feel like the young boy that we knew at the start of the show. But a lot has happened to him too. So even if he did have his full range of emotions back, so much has happened. It's no surprise that he's different than how he was at the start. So, but yeah. Interesting. I wonder, will there be... I'm sure there'll be more complexities with their relationship, but I wonder if she'll be more akin to trying to, like, work it out and stuff. So, I don't know. I guess we'll see. Or will she just run off again and be wary of him? I don't know. But, man, it's like... It feels like the show is still getting going, right? Like, it feels like we're only focused on, like, a few parasites, but it feels like there's so many more in the world. I wonder if this is going to be like we wrap up taking out the mayor kind of thing, and like maybe the humans have this way of sensing them, so they have a way to fight back and all that, and then we end with like leaving it open for more kind of thing, where it's like, oh, they're still out there, but the humans can fight back, the end kind of thing. Or do they manage to like, do we go on a montage in the last episode of them having these sensors and just like a mass like extermination of these pests kind of thing? Or does it go in a different direction where they somehow find some common ground and don't exterminate them? I don't know. It feels like it could go so many different ways, but there are only 5 episodes left, so it's like I do wonder if this is a show that comes to a complete end, right? Or is it one where like, well, the manga continued, but we gave it like a decent ending sort of thing, right? We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, hell, coming up here in like... I mean, I guess I still have like 3 more episodes, but I'll have to be doing another poll here soon, so... to get ready to replace this one. But yeah. Anyways, guys, I think that's going to be it for me. I don't really have much more to say. I'm very excited for the next episode. I feel like shit's about to hit the fan. So, let's get hyped for that. Anyway, thank you so much. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed. Check out my Patreon if you want to see more from me. 2 episodes ahead on there right now. Check it out. Link is in the description below, or it'll be popping up on the screen. Thank you guys, and I will see you in my future reactions. Bye-bye.